All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, March 29th. It is set by Paul, and looking at it, I see some numbers, so referring to uh, other crossword clues. I think that's my least favorite thing in a crossword because it means you have to solve in a certain order. But we will give it a go. So here's 7 and 15, which are referenced here. I thought I saw they might be referenced somewhere else. No, maybe not. But anyway, floater. And then we have an underscore on English River 7 4. So on English could be just putting something before an E, and river could be R, or it could be the name of a river. But I do think there's going to be some reference to this underline. And what is so a floater maybe is the definition, and it's going to be something boat or something bird or fish. But on English River, I'm thinking it'll end in ER. But is there another name for that underscore character? I do have my coffee with me today, so I'm going to be pausing a lot just to sip and enjoy my coffee. So I think I'll do that now and see if there are other names for the underscore. Well, I see underline, underscore. There is something called a macron below, which is broken up when it goes under multiple letters. And then also there's a low line is being used to describe it. So low line I can see maybe being useful. But then what exactly is a floater? A ball being passed into the penalty area might be a floater. Or maybe certain kind of pitches in a batting game like cricket or basketball maybe could be a floater. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. 8, we have to look at 12. And 12.8, organic matter covering reptile in pale 4. Well, 4 is the one that refers back to 7:15. For example, scum. Yeah, how is this going to work? Scum could be something like soap film or something film. No. I see we have another reference to 4 here, 4 fastening loop. But in order to get 4, we have to get 7:15. Yikes, this is going to be a tough one. Combatants, I should say, in dialogue with setter, inspired by extreme characters in sermon. Extreme characters in sermon are S and N, and inspired by means you put S and N inside a word for setter. I wonder if it's going to be Paul himself. Hasnull. No, I don't think so. But then combatants in dialogue with setter. Could it be a setter as a dog? No. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe let's look for some that don't reference other. Agree with token killing question mark. Oh, Yeah, I'm very lucky here. I was just thinking of when two things agree with each other, are aligned, they can be said to coincide. And then I realized, oh, well, a token could be a coin. And they're punningly saying that just like patricide, fratricide, killing a token could be coincide. Oh my god, that is very lucky. I thought of coincide for agree with, because it's not the most obvious, but I think I must have seen it in one of these crosswords before. Well, hopefully there'll be something that refers to 13. All right, daughter prods not entirely fragrant plant. I think it's going to be a fragrant plant. I mean, it's only 5 letters. And so I think it's going to start with a D. And then is it a word for prods that doesn't finish? Ooh, or possibly we get a word for not entirely, like most maybe, and we put D for daughter inside of that. Maybe that's more likely. Or I suppose it could be a word for fragrant that doesn't finish, and we put the D inside of that to get a plant. Yeah, it's tricky. Imperfection in headless lizard. Ooh, so some word, a type of lizard, we remove the first letter and we get a word for imperfection. I can just think of flaw for imperfection, but I can't think of any lizard that would go with that. Nope. Glaring relative in residence. All right, I think it has to be in residence. No, actually, it could go either way, couldn't it? It could be a word for glaring, that we put a relative like pa or ma inside a word for residence. Yeah, maybe it's even a residence that ends in ing. Alternatively, it means glaring. I can't think of another word for glaring. School truant in Everton, thus left side. Oh, that is very. Oh, yes. I don't know. Like I think I was just relaxed my brain there in some certain way, that I realized, oh, maybe we remove something for a school from Everton. And I was like, well, school is usually SCH, but then I thought of, oh, what about Eton? So if you take Eton away from Everton, you're left with ver, thus can be so. And yes, I think in publishing there's the verso and is recto the right side of the page. So another one that just came really by not thinking and just letting my subconscious do its thing. Sometimes works. Concise, digit, secure. Yeah, so I think again, one end of this is going to be the definition. I'm just not sure which one that is. Digit, of course, could be a finger or a toe, but could also be a number. Could be a specific number. I mean, if it was, well, 10 wouldn't be a digit, of course, that's 2 digits. But I was thinking that would make a nice ending to a word to make secure. Nope. Napoleon's vital fluid piped. Ooh. Napoleon's vital fluid. Vital fluid would be blood, I suppose. Piped? I don't see that one. Napoleon, of course, could be brandy, maybe? No. Oh, here's another reference to 4. We'll skip over that. The dope underground. I think this is just going to be a punning definition. The dope. Is it dope as in an idiot or dope as in drugs? Underground. Ground can be an anagram indicator, but oh, could it be an anagram of the dope? I say we have depth, which would be underground as well as being an anagram. But we're just left then with an E and an O. Oh, how about deep, which leaves us with hot, hot deep. No. All right, let's look at the downs and hope they're a little more helpful. Slight, sucking noise curtailed. I presume it's going to be something for a sucking noise that is shortened and gives us a word for, oh, a slight, of course, could be tiny, slight in size, but it could also be an insult, a slight. What would a sucking noise be? Whoosh. No. Honored king, broken. He had to admit defeat finally. I'm thinking it's going to be honored, maybe. Maybe an anagram of king plus he had, maybe he'd, H-E-D, and that admits defeat finally is the T. Yeah, oh, so yes, that's exactly it. I just had to think for a moment. So the king broken is K-N-I-G, and then H-T-E-D. So there's the heed with the T from the end of defeat. Oh my goodness. For fastening loop. A ring could be a loop, of course. And we do have we have 2 letters now for our floater on English river. No, still not seeing it. Some athlete, a seriously tough one. Ooh, well, that sounds like maybe a hidden clue within athlete, a seriously, and it's going to mean a tough one. Oh, a teaser, of course, is a tough one. Here's your tea time teaser. Well, there is a breed, I think it's similar to the Manx or derived from it, called Cymric or Cymric, which fits. And by the way, I may have messed up my pause and record there. So if I have, I'll try and flash on the screen something about what you may or may not have missed. Otherwise, maybe I didn't. Anyway, could that be right? I can't see how after a minute or a minute would be CYMR. Now I'm going to, even though I usually don't check answers until later in the puzzle, I'm going to go ahead and check this one. Yeah, it's not right. All right, so puss I caught after a. Oh, maybe it's something like this, and it is minute. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. All right, let's leave it there. How about make between, oh dear, we have to solve 17 and 23, and I have neither of them, so we'll come back to that. Lights initially extinguished, music perhaps turned up for its performers. Lights initially could just be an L, and then extinguished, music perhaps turned up. I think it may end up being a word for some musician instrumentalists. Its performers. Yeah, not seeing it. Turner, prize ultimately, buried in endless seafood. I'm wondering if this, of course, the Turner Prize, we think of that, but I'm thinking Turner might be the definition with the E from prize put inside a seafood. That's probably a 5-letter word, but loses its final letter to mean Turner. Is it a famous Turner? Of course, we have Tina, Ike, who is the artist with all the initials, JMW or something, or somebody who turns things. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Pass on, painting that's cut up. Ooh, well, here we have the D and the O. Should be easy. Painting that's cut up. Or no, I think it's going to be maybe a word for pass on a word for a painting. And it's something that's cut up. Let me pause and sip my coffee and think about that. All right, I did resort to wordplays.com to find words that start with D and end with O. And one I liked was dunno, I don't know, which would be a way to pass on a question. And then on, I think, is going to be ON backwards. A painting could be a nude that's cut, so we just get NUD, and all of that goes upwards. And so we get dunno. I'm fairly confident in that. Now, our imperfection in headless lizard. Oh, I'm sure there's some lizard I'm Not a gecko, obviously, but something like that. No. Strap adjusted. Seems like we have to anagram strap. Wonky table held. I'm thinking it's, yeah, it could be an anagram of strap and then an anagram for a three-letter table, and the whole thing means held. No. Out of its tree, which of course could be drunk. Seek bird, that's observed by the road. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Observed by the road makes me think it might end in RD, or possibly this R is part of the road. Out of its tree. Nope. Diminutive character good, the other half the size. Oh my goodness. Diminutive character, so maybe a short word like an elf, G, the other half the size. I'm wondering if it is a word maybe for size like height, length. Yeah, maybe length. I'm thinking could len, just as a short name, be a diminutive character, and then good. The other half. Let me check that one. No, I didn't get a single letter right. All right. It is definitely Friday. Car tax, mostly unnecessary. Oh my goodness, for our four, and still have no idea what four is. All right. And oh my goodness, the last two reference four as well. All right, well, what one would be? Well, let's go back and look at. I did notice we have the T and the R for the first word of this. I'm wondering if it could be water something, organic matter. Could that be water, some kind of plants, water, something? But it would have to be covering a reptile in pale four. So four has to be something that can be, that has color. Oh, it would be a pale something film. Oh, yeah. I wonder if 715 could be a film title for some reason. Because if it's some kind of film, then, for example, Scum would also be. No, I think film. So 715, for example, is going to give the first four-letter word, and then we'll have Scum, I think. No, I'm clutching at straws here. Combatants. It's funny with that A. Oh, of course, I'm not sure about that A. Let me have another look at that. I think I'll resort to wordplays.com and see what six-letter words end in IC, possibly AIC. Well, there are an awful lot of six-letter words ending in IC, and I didn't see any of them I liked. I'm going to go, I know it's quite early to go ahead and reveal something, but I feel like I need to see what this is. Atomic. Okay, so a cat is a Tom. Well, I think it's Tom I caught, Tomic, after A. And minute is atomic, I suppose. Yes, yeah. Should have got that one, definitely. All right. So now this M, I think, is maybe better. I am thinking it's going to end in S. Does six down? Main commander. Reportedly. Could that be? But I'm just thinking it's. Yeah, just looking at this, could it be a sermon? But I don't think, I think it's combatants. I can't say that, combatants. Um, and therefore should end in S, unless it's a word like samurai or something else from another language. All right. In dialogue does suggest maybe a homophone. In dialogue could be speech with setter inspired by extreme characters in sermon. I still think that must be the S and the N. Ooh, how about something men, like swordsmen? Ooh, how about S words? Ah, yes, so dialogue is words. The setter, Paul is referring to himself as me, and all of that is inspired by the outer letters of sermon. Whew, that was fortunate. Okay, so now this would be something ending in D, film. For example, scum. Oh, how about pond life? I like that. Scond. Sorry, pond. Scum could be pond life, which goes along with the organic matter. Impale, pond life could then be water, not water bottles, is it? Covering reptile. Uh, Let me go ahead and check my pond life because since it's referred to in so many others, I don't want to go too far. It is correct. So let's try and work backwards and see. So a floater definitely could be some kind of creature floating on a pond or other water. Let me pause and think about it. Not getting it, but I do wonder if this could be under here, so Thunderbird. But I don't think Thunderbirds are go here. Blunder, Rounder, something like that. No, but let's try some of the other ones that referenced four now that we have pond life, fastening, loop. Oh, I wonder if that could be a slug. Could be. I think can a slug be a loop? Something in knot tying. Let's check it. No, oh dear. So, not doing too well today. Pond life, that is also a fascinating loop. Oy, oy, oy. What could that be? Let me pause. Well, I can think of frog would be pond life, but how is that a fascinating loop? There is in the back of my mind that oh no, I'm thinking of a violin. Is that the bridge is the frog, or some part of a violin is a frog? So then I thought of ring. Not I can see it as a fascinating loop, but not necessarily as pond life, other than it might leave a ring on the side. Let's check that one. No. All right, how about frog? It is frog. So there must be some other meaning of frog I'm not aware of. All right. Of course, now that I have the R there, a slight is an insult. You might utter a slur, excuse me, a slur, and the sucking noise is a slurp, of course. Ooh, so blunder, plunder, flunder. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I think I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. Oh, blanket weed. So yes, an underscore can be just indicating a blank. I should have thought of that. On English is the E and the river is the Tweed. So I'm not sure I've ever heard of blanket weed, but I presume it's some weed that floats on top of water. All right, so let's look at 12 down and see if 12 across is water, this would be W something E. Oh, and a turner would be a wheel. So prize ultimately is buried in, the E goes in a whelp. So that's the, or the whelk, is it? I can't remember those little shell things. All right, so then 12 must be water something. Oops, I messed that up. There we go, water. I don't think it's going to be water bottles, so organic matter, water something, covering reptile in pale pond life. Huh. So I do think there's going to be a reptile hidden in there somewhere, but I don't know what pale pond life is. No, not seeing it. All right, but let's try now 11 down. We have the O and the C. Lights initially extinguished. Of course, lights are the parts of the crossword grid, each space for a word. Initially extinguished. Music perhaps turned up. For its performers. I think it is going to be musical performers. Ooh, orchestra would fit. Oh my goodness, that does fit nicely. The lights are torches, but the initial letter is extinguished. And then music, perhaps music is an example of the of art. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was going to be the arts, but just art. And the whole thing is musical performers. Now our daughter prods not entirely fragrant plant. Well, I'm wondering if it could be a swede, which is a vegetable, right? And so fragrant is sweet, but it's not entirely. Let's check that one. That is correct. I'd love to get this headless lizard and a word for imperfection. Yeah, let me look up some synonyms of imperfection. The only word I saw could be an imperfection was a dent, but I don't know what lizard ends in dent. Let's check it. No, it's not right. Let's reveal it. Oh, there is a kinko, I think. And so, yes, that would possibly be an imperfection. Oh, that gives us a nice K for 17 down. Out of its tree, seek bird. Oh, there's a K in seek bird. Could, since out of its tree means drunken, does that mean we anagram seek? Seek bird? Oh, yes, I think it is something like a curb. A curb, curbside. Yes, by the road is the curbside. Oh my goodness. Now, Napoleon's vital fluid piped. And just think of Napoleon's solo. Is Napoleon's vital the inner letters of Napoleon? Vital and then fluid, and the whole thing means piped? No, not seeing it. Car tax, mostly unnecessary for pond life. A car could possibly be a van, and then something, a word for tax that doesn't finish. Now, what is the motor tax that's paid in Britain? Is there some abbreviation for that? But I think it just might be tax in general, mostly unnecessary, and we're going to get some type of pond life beginning with a V. Vermin. Now I think it's going to be pretty small. Oh, I wish I could remember the little things I would see in a pond growing up. No, not seeing it. I'd skipped over these two. Pond life lugged through one's lug holes. Your lug holes are your ears. I'm not sure. Lugged. Is that dragged? Is it some... Yeah, I'm not sure. Pond life lugged through one's lug holes. Not seeing it. How about pond life, wife evidently caught. So wife, I think, could just be W, and maybe a word for evidently, you put in a W and you get a type of pond life. Let me pause and just look up some types of things that might be in a British pond. Well, there were a lot of creepy crawlies there that I rather not see. I did see, of course, the newt, which does have W, evidently caught. That could also be a homophone. Let's check it. It is correct. Wife. Evidently caught. No, not seeing it. Now Napoleon's vital fluid piped. Oh, so Napoleon is being used here just as a French person, and so how a French person would, what they would call blood is sang, which, as the English word sang, for piped. All right. Now the dope underground. Okay, it's not an anagram of the dope, but underground. No, don't see that, I'm afraid. Let me go back to my article. It's from the Natural History Museum in the UK. Let's see what V's they might have. No, I'm not finding any. I've looked at another few sites, including Countryfile. So moving on, but I did look then at 25, the dope underground, and it's just, I suppose, a simple double definition. Someone gives you the inside information, they're giving you the lowdown, and if you're under the ground, you are low down. So now this is, oh, there can't be too many things. I'm going to go ahead and reveal it though. Volvox. Wow. Is that maybe the Latin name for a vole, I'm going to guess? Though the car is the Volvo, and tax mostly unnecessary is getting rid of most of the letters of tax to only have the X. Oh, that seems a bit, I don't know, a bit unfair. Let me see what Volvox is. No, it's actually a type of algae or algae, depending on if you're in the UK or the US. That is what Volvox is. Never heard of that. So I think particularly the way the X was glued, I think that makes that harder than maybe strictly necessary. All right, so now concise, digit, secure. Still not sure which end is the definition. Thinking it's going to end in either ALL or AIL. I don't think anything else makes sense. No, not seeing it. All right, is there any other words? We have a lot of the letters of. Oh, have we? We have. Oh, there's two 17s. Oh, maybe it's not referring to the answers. Well, either it's make between kink and newt, or make between curbside and newt for main commander. Reportedly, well, reportedly suggests a homophone. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe we're just meant to think of a number between 17 and 23. Well, 20 is halfway between them. Make between. No, I'm going to go ahead and reveal that one. Earn, okay, so that's make is the definition. Between 17 and 23 for main commander. That's an awful lot of wordplay just for a 4-letter word. Yeah, I'm going to have to rely on 15 squared for that one. All right, so our Organic, water. Yeah, I was on the lookout. There were water lilies, water. No, I'm going to reveal it. Water boatman. Oh, I think it is an insect. So let's see. Where is the reptile? Well, I can see. Yeah, I think 4 pond life is the definition. I can see pale could be 1, which could be, well, it's the W plus either that A or that A and the N. But how then do we get the organic matter? Oh, I think organic matter might be an anagram of matter. We do have those letters, but I'm still not seeing the. Oh, the reptile I think is a boa. Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's fair enough, I suppose. All right, now our glaring relative in residence. Oh, I wonder if the residence could be a flat and our relative is the gran and a flagrant. We had that just, was it yesterday? Very recently, anyway, we had the word flagrant. All right, strap adjusted. Yeah, I'm thinking it is an anagram of strap. So star or spar, wonky table, held. Oh, but where is the where is the definition in that? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and reveal that one too. Seatbelt. So wonky table is an anagram of table, which is held by set. And then inside, so adjusted is set, with a wonky table held inside, gives us a strap, of course, a seatbelt, the most obvious one. Diminutive character. So maybe, because it's talking about a diminutive character and the other half, I merely think of a character that has 2 personalities, and that is Gollum. I won't give you my Gollum impersonation today, but maybe if people demand it, I will unleash that. So I think good is the first G. The other half, the size. No, and I may be completely wrong. Let's check it. I am completely wrong, so you're definitely not getting my Gollum impersonation. The other half, the size. No, let's reveal it. Grumpy. Well, one of the 7 dwarves. Good is the G, I suppose. The other half, the size. No, I'm going to have to see that over at 15 squared. Now, let me pause and think about what words might fit this very unusual pattern. So concise is a funny, I suppose, yeah, a thumbnail sketch of someone. Of course, nowadays we think of thumbnail images, but the digit was the thumb, and to secure something could be to nail it. Now we have our pond life lugged through one's lug holes. It's something like a, I don't know, yeah, I'm not sure what that could be, but some small mite maybe. Let's reveal it. Oh, a toad. Ah, yeah, so through one's lug holes is indicating a homophone. I should have picked up on that. And lugged is toad, Towed. And I even, of course, saw on my web pages about pond life frogs and toads, so should have thought of that. But now we have another pond life bit staff. So bit could be the past tense of bite, or it could be a small portion. Staff, oh, of course, it's a tadpole, so related to our frogs and toads. Wow, well, that was a very, very tough one today, I found, particularly with the cross references between clues. Let's check all, see if I messed anything else up. No, let's go over to 15 squared. Today's blog is by Andrew, another puzzle from Paul with interlinked clues, which become easier once you find the thematic link. Don't know about that. One of the organisms is new to me. Reasonably straightforward, splash through nature. Well, that's very kind of them. So, yes, blank plus E tweed is the floater. Frog. Kind of fastening for clothes. Did I know that? Maybe at the back of my mind. Is that the on a duffel coat, maybe, where you have that loop that goes around the kind of strange shaped, like a little horn almost? Maybe that's it. And then 12, yeah, it was boa in an anagram of matter, all within one. Yikes. And then the downs. Yeah, I don't think I fully understood the pond life. It's a double definition. The first, by example, the water boatman. And pond life can also mean despicable people, scum. Oh, all right, I suppose so. I didn't think of that. Earn a cheeky indirect homophone. Oh my goodness. Kink earn newt. Sounds a bit like kink and newt. No, it does not. No, it does not. But main commander, he was trying to command. Oh my goodness, that is. If anyone watching got that, you are a genius. No two ways about it. All right, I think I was okay until. Oh, so 19G plus rumpy, half of rumpy pumpy equals sex, which is the other. Oh my goodness. Again, very convoluted to get to that. And Andrew admits he didn't know the Volvox. I would think very few people would know that. And then 23 net means evidently. How does net mean evidently? Let's see if anyone has. Oh, yeah, from the Guardian thread was warned that earn would be controversial. I want to see people talking about newt. Yes, just very, very tricky. I gave up on earn, awful clue. Yeah, that is definitely controversial. But yeah, I want to see people talking about newt. Could it be evidently caught in net? Oh, Yeah, I think KVA, who is the MVP of this blog, I think that makes more sense to me. That if you're caught, then you're in a net, and so the wife, it must be caught because the W goes in net. Yeah, I think so. Um, da 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 da. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a very tough one to end the week. I hope you did a lot better than I did. Thank you as always for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.